In a small, quiet village surrounded by fields, dusty roads, and simple clay houses, lived a young boy named Kabir. His life was filled with hardships so many that even his shadow felt tired sometimes. His pockets were always empty, his shoes had holes, and his school bag was torn from every side. On many nights, Kabir went to sleep hungry, yet inside him lived something priceless, a dream so powerful that no amount of poverty could kill it. A dream that whispered to him, "You are meant for something big." But the world didn't see his dream. People only saw his torn clothes and empty pockets. Whenever Kabir shared his dream, people laughed. How can a poor boy think of big dreams? Don't think about the future, just worry about tomorrow's bread. Big dreams belong to rich people, not you. Their words stabbed Kabir's heart. But somewhere deep inside, he still believed that his future was not defined by his present. One evening, Kabir sat by the river, lost in sadness. The sky was dim, the wind cold, and the sound of flowing water matched the pain inside him. Just then, an old wise teacher, Guruji, passed by and saw Kabir sitting alone. "Why do you look so troubled, my child?" Guruji asked gently. Kabir hesitated at first, then whispered, "Everyone says I can't do anything great because I'm poor. They say my dreams are too big for someone like me." Guruji smiled softly, reached into his pocket, and took out a small mirror. "Look into this," he said. Kabir looked at his reflection. "What do you see?" Guruji asked. "I see myself," Kabir replied quietly. "Do you see the pain in your eyes?" Kabir nodded. Guruji then said, "Now look deeper. Look beyond the pain." Kabir stared again, and this time he saw something else, a spark. A fire, a burning strength that lived behind his sadness. "What is this?" Kabir asked, surprised. "That," Guruji said, "is your belief, your inner fire. Most people lose it. They let others blow it out. But if you protect this fire, if you feed it with discipline, courage, and focus, it will light your path even in the darkest nights." Guruji continued, "People will try to cover your mirror with dust. They will make you believe you are not enough. But you must clean your mirror every day, with your actions." Kabir felt something awaken inside him. His tears dried. His heart grew stronger. From that day onwards, everything changed. Kabir studied harder than ever. In school, he listened to every lecture with full attention. In the evenings, he worked at a tea shop, washing glasses, cleaning tables, serving customers with a smile. On weekends, he helped a mechanic and learned new skills. People would ask, "Why are you working so much?" Kabir would smile and say, "I'm cleaning my mirror." At night, when the entire village slept, Kabir studied under a dim, flickering bulb. His eyes burned with tiredness, but his heart burned with determination. Life was not easy. His mother was often sick, and they didn't have money for medicine. His father worked in the fields all day, but still came home empty-handed. Kabir knew only one thing: if he didn't change, nothing would change. Years passed. Kabir never stopped working, never stopped learning, never stopped believing. Finally, he saved enough to start a small mobile repair stall at the corner of the village. It was just a wooden table, 2 chairs, and Kabir's belief in himself. Slowly, customers started trusting him. His honesty became his identity. His skill became his strength. And this was just the beginning. Time moved forward like a river. Sometimes slow, sometimes fast, but never stopping. Kabir was no longer the helpless boy sitting by the river. He was growing into a young man filled with discipline, fire, and unshakable determination. Life continued to test him. Some days they had no food at home. Some days his mother's condition worsened. Some days his father broke down in frustration. But every time Kabir felt weak, he remembered the spark he had seen in the mirror. And he whispered to himself, "As long as this fire is alive, I will not stop." The small mobile repair stall slowly became more popular. Kabir repaired phones with honesty and care. Word spread from one person to another, and soon people from nearby areas started visiting him. The first step a small shop with the little money he saved. Kabir rented a tiny shop. It wasn't fancy, no bright lights, no signboards, just Kabir's faith and hard work. But from the very first day, he treated each customer with respect. He repaired every phone like it was his own. People started trusting him, and trust became his biggest asset. The second step growth. After a year, Kabir opened his second shop. Then a third. The boy who once had holes in his shoes now owned 3 repair shops. But Kabir himself hadn't changed. He still spoke gently. He still helped the poor for free. He still remembered the mirror and cleaned it every day with honesty and discipline. The third step, his own brand. One day, Kabir noticed something. People in his village bought cheap, low-quality mobile accessories because they couldn't afford branded ones. Kabir asked himself, "Why can't I make a brand that is good, affordable, and trustworthy?" He didn't have money. He didn't have support, but he had belief, the only fuel he ever needed. He traveled to different cities, met suppliers, learned manufacturing, and studied the market. After months of hard work, Kabir launched his own brand, Kabir Tech. When the first batch of accessories arrived with his name printed on them, Kabir's hands trembled. Tears filled his eyes. This was not just a brand, it was a symbol that dreams born in poverty can still rise and shine. A new life for his parents. The first thing Kabir did after earning money was take his mother for proper treatment. She smiled and said, "My son, you gave me a new life." Kabir replied, "No, Ammi, your prayers gave me mine." He told his father to leave the fields and rest. "Abba, you struggled your whole life, now it's my turn." His father's eyes filled with pride, the kind of pride only a father feels when his son conquers mountains. Success that shocked everyone. Years passed, and Kabir's business grew. He now had an office, a team, and a brand recognized in many cities. People who once laughed at him now stood outside his office asking for jobs. Kabir didn't humiliate anyone. He believed that everyone deserves a second chance, just like he did. Guruji returns one morning. Kabir was in his office when someone walked in. An old man with a white beard and a gentle smile. "Guruji." Kabir rushed forward and touched his feet. Guruji looked into his eyes and said, "You protected your fire. You kept cleaning your mirror even when the world tried to cover it with dust. That is why you succeeded." Kabir felt tears on his cheeks. "Guruji, if you hadn't given me that mirror, I would have lost myself." Guruji held his shoulder and said, "The world tries to make poor children think small, but the ones who dare to dream big rewrite destiny." The final moral. Dreams are not measured by the money in your pocket, but by the fire in your heart. Poverty can break your shoes, but it cannot break your spirit unless you allow it to. Kabir proved that a single spark, if protected, can become a flame bright enough to change an entire life.